stuff down, but we don't have enough faith in each other that we can elevate and kind of move away from like the crabs in a barrel mentality, because there's so much money out there to make that me telling you something and giving you a gem, you're not going to take money out of my pocket, because I'm going to carry on working. You'll just work alongside me and we all make money.
My name is Kazeem Balogun and this is Property Insiders. I'm a property developer / investor based in the south of London. I've been doing that for the better part of 8 years. Over that term, we've completed anywhere from 30 to 45 deals. Deal value wise, that's 15 to 20 million GDV. And I've worked pretty much in the whole sphere of the property space. So be that rent to rent, buy, refurbish, refinance, flips, new builds, so ground up, conversions, renovations, loft space deals, JVs, pretty much you name it, I've done it. In terms of my focus has always been on being able to spot a deal and add value. My strategy has been from first conception, from starting out, it was all about opportunities. That's where my business, even before property, came from, identifying an opportunity or a gap in the market. So my business that I used as the footstool to go into property was the shisha business, and identifying the fact that outdoor spaces were there. I could use those outdoor spaces to maximize and run the shisha business. I took that same business model of being able to identify an opportunity. So the strength was always looking at a deal, spotting that something that somebody else has missed.
Jay, do you know what's actually mad, bro? You see that bike there? Yeah? It was here when I first did it, and it's still here. Like, so this being my first project, coming back to it, there's so many things that I would have done differently at the time, but there's also so many things that I now wouldn't do based on where we've got to. So if you see like the windows, they're still the original single glazed windows that I didn't change. There just wasn't the budget to do at the time. And the building itself, so it's a housing association building, so the communals weren't the best. And actually to make sure that it sold and had that kind of curb appeal that I always talk about, I think we painted the front door, redid the carpets, painted everything inside. But yeah, now coming to see it, it's like, now I just look at this and I'm like, I wish I could buy the building, man. So my contractor at the time, and you move forward and you learn to lose better contractors, was connecting the water pipe. But rather than go and get the correct equipment, he balanced the ladder on that chair and fell off and broke his hand. No, it's good. I mean, I've just come back to where it all began. My first ever deal, 97 Mayor Road, and it's like refreshing to come back here, because at the time I didn't know if it was gonna work. I'd never been in property before in that regard. I'd never done anything for myself. I'd I'd done stuff with other people, but this was my first test, of my litmus test to see if I could do it. I didn't have the best credit. I didn't have the right qualifications, but I'd built up the finance pot, the capital pot, and I decided to go for it. Went for a bridging loan, bought it from a housing association. I think paid just over 200,000. You know, when we went inside, everything had to be done, everything had to be ripped out, everything was a little bit scary, a little bit foreign, but I think just had the vision that I can see the potential in this, and that model, that whole ethos to just seeing something where you can see the potential, maybe seeing that something that somebody else has missed, I think is what has allowed me to grow and develop my whole craft within the development space.
At the time, also, because I was in a bubble, I didn't know what I was doing was good. Because I'm not even out there looking at what other people are doing or seeing how people quantify their success. I was just enjoying what I was doing.
So as we were walking out, happened to run into like my old neighbour / occupant of the building, and he let me know that 5 years ago, so after, I think 2 years after I'd left and sold, that it was seeing that I'd bought inspired him to buy in the building itself, and it's been, he didn't look back from there.
Oh, brother! I know we spoke about it at the time.
A year after, I said, do you know what?
It's time.
You've been there for a very long time, and do you know what? I can't afford to lose that. Nice, great sport. You got
park
everything
across
here,
the road. Nice, and literally I'm going to go into the park now, the location. And I know it's done you well as well.
Yeah.
Nah,
So it is really.
Well, brother,
it is
congratulations,
it is what it is, so.
Potentially he's looking to refinance and go and get another property soon. So I think it's just testament to the fact that sometimes doing is enough motivation and inspiration for others, because people see what you're doing and it motivates them to push forward.
I'm always scared that one of these small dogs is gonna bite my ankle.
Like, I think as I mentioned, you know, we're growing like really well, and I'm so proud and so like of the speed of which we're kind of growing at more recently. And I think that's because one of the key things is, as I started to make money in my field, I realized that there's not like a limited amount of money. Like, there's literally an unlimited amount of money that you can make. And one that's like really motivational, that like the sky is the limit. But away from that, it also harks back to the whole ethos that, you know, there's so much money out there to be made that you haven't got to be worried about if you give too much or put too much out there, that somebody else is going to be able to impact your success. Okay. So this is an example of one of our ongoing projects. To kind of hark back to what I've spoken about, is that this project itself was on the market for around 12 months before we found it. You know, it wasn't something that we had to get from like a specialist deal sourcer or from an auction. It was on the open market, but because of what we saw the potential with it and what could be done with it, it was worth a lot more to us than it would be to somebody else. So it was bought for 520,000. We're hoping that in the 6 to 9 months that we own it, we're going to increase the value to 900,000 over that term, and hopefully achieve a profit in excess of 200,000. In terms of what we're doing, it's going to be 2 luxury, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom flats. So yeah, go inside and have a look at the progress. We're currently mid-project, about 6 weeks left. And yeah, let's have a look.
I know, but one of the things I'm picking up here is that rather than you just flexing on the people around you, like, yeah, I'm PropertyByKazy, I own this, I own that, I drive this, I drive that, oh, I can do this, I can do that. You've picked up skill sets from all these people and said, okay, I've got a business that you can benefit from. You're a lawyer, right? We went to school, you've invested in them, and you know, they're also growing at the same time you're growing. They're getting something back from you, rather than, I like that.
Some of my,
yeah, like with the growth and with success, that there is a lot of growing pains that come with that. And I think I'm naturally very like anal in that I want everything done a certain way, and I took a lot of stress on myself, and I wanted to do everything. Like, I wanted to be the designer, the builder, the consultant, the solicitor. I almost made everything internalized. But what you realize, and when you speak to other people that have been there and done it, they say at a certain point in time, if you're not taking people on that are better than you, then your business only has the potential of you. Whereas the better people, you take on people that are specialists and experts within given fields to take on responsibilities to allow you to focus on what you're good at. Well, in the camera, boy, you can't even get to grips with how soft this is. I was walking around the shop, I was like, raw, I've not seen this level of, you know what I mean, fluffiness. So I appreciated it. So set it right, you know what I mean? Little good luck charm. So I just wanted to pull over here. This is actually a project that I did about four, maybe 5 years ago. A conversion, but we spoke about the why, and it's sites like this that are the why. Like if we get out and I'll show you. So yeah, this here, Addiscombe Road was a conversion, did 3 or 4 years ago, and you know, we could talk about how the project went, the wins and losses, or the financial return. But when we talk about the why and why it is we do property, a lot of it for me is about the legacy that we can create. So if you have a look over there, you see the building itself is called Khadija House, which was named after my late grandmother. So be able to do stuff like that and to build a legacy, to to remember, to, you know, like to immortalise a family member in the streets of London, I think is an amazing part of the process and a great motivator to continue to drive forwards and do more of the same.